Hey my dudes, we really need to talk about this new patch for Elden Ring. These are exciting times, From Software are actually balancing their game, and that gives me some hope. This seems like less of a balance patch and more of just a quick fix for some of the most broken shit in Shadow of the Erdtree, and it is very welcomed, honestly. Here's some invasions from the new patch for Elden Ring. Over top of that, I'm going to kind of go over all the changes from the patch that are relevant to PvP, because my channel is mainly a PvP channel. I'll give my opinion on it briefly, but this patch isn't quite as big as the others, so I'm not going to go super in-depth with everything. Well, be sure to like and subscribe if you're cool, and dislike if you dislike it, or just don't fucking do anything. I hope you enjoy this YouTube video. So, we're gonna start with my favorite part. Swift Slash has been nerfed. Actually, I think it's the second half of the attack where it has like a waterfowl effect. I think that part has been nerfed. It's still not nerfed enough, but it's a step in the right direction. I hate this thing. It feels like it was specifically made for dumb players to spam and beat better players in PvP. So I'm glad to see this one turned down, but it's still a little too much. Apparently, they have increased the intelligence scaling on the Carrion Sorcery Sword and slightly decreased the base damage. Now, this thing is really bad, and it sucks because it's the only casting weapon we have. It's always been tradition for From Software games to have, some weapons that can also cast spells, such as Blue Flame, the Ritual Spear from Dark Souls 3, right? Those are my favorite type of weapons, honestly, because they have so much potential. And we only have one in Elden Ring, and it sucks, and I promise you, it still sucks after this update, but it's a little better, so that's a step in the right direction. They have also increased the throwing range of some of the Smith script weapons, such as the daggers and the circular sword things. I'm not sure how to say it, but it's a circular sword. Bear with me here. Now these, I feel like if they had too much range, they would just be absolute cancer. But in their current state, I feel like a little bit of a buff to their range is probably a good thing. So this is welcomed, in my opinion. They have also nerfed rolling sparks for their perfume weapons. Now, if you didn't know, these were really messed up. Okay, if you threw the projectiles at the ground, they would all go off at the same time and do about, give or take, 2 billion damage. So it was an instant one-shot. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be that way, so they fixed it. Thank God, right? I was really scared gankers were going to start using that, and it gave me nightmares, honestly. They have also fixed a very cancerous glitch. I'm sure some of you remember the Fire's Deadly Sin glitch. Well, this was like the second coming of that. Basically, if you had Death Blight on your primary weapon, or any other status effect really, the Throwing Shield and the Frenzy Torch would inflict whatever your right hand status effect was. So you could use the Frenzy Torch and the Shield to inflict Death Blight or whatever in a really cancerous way. That is gone now, thank God. Praise the Lord. Apparently they've also fixed thrusting shields, dueling shields, whatever you want to call them. So basically when you attack with the dueling shield, you're also blocking. That's kind of their whole gimmick, right? Well, the problem was they couldn't really be guard broken. They just didn't take a lot of stamina damage. But now they do. They fixed it. So, great. They have also fixed, quote unquote, the arcane scaling on the Blood Fiend's arm. Now that's the chicken wing in this game. That's what we call it. It's the Bleed Colossal, the one that could do a bleed in 1R2. They made it worse, although it seems to be still pretty good. It seems like it still bleeds pretty easily in this game. On top of that, they've also fixed the Fire Knight's Greatsword. It is no longer the Dark Souls 3 sword. It will not true combo 2 hits. At least that's what they're implying with the patch notes here. They have also fixed the Smith script weapons scaling. See, people thought this was maybe not a glitch. Some people thought it was. It turns out it was a glitch, okay? It wasn't supposed to be like this. Basically, if you magic or faith infused your Smith script weapons, they would gain way too much damage scaling, and they also didn't lose their physical scaling, which was really odd. It didn't seem to make any sense. I made a YouTube video about it because it was so ridiculous. You get way too much damage out of them. But yeah, apparently they've gotten rid of that now. They have just regular scaling like they should. Now that's about all we got for PvP relevant changes. There is some other miscellaneous stuff, but I figured we probably don't care about that because we enjoy PvP in these games. Now, I'm feeling very optimistic about From Software actually giving a shit about balancing their game, because they have a history of not really giving a shit. We need to be as vocal as we possibly can about the issues before they stop balancing the game, because they will. They will stop balancing it, and we need to make sure everything is taken care of before then, or it's going to be really bad.